How you going, people? Knocking out a couple videos here. I had a list. Okay, I have crazy cop story and Texas. Let's talk about Texas. Let's talk about other organizations. And I meant to look up to see how many other organizations use this. Texas does not have a national state or a state standard for law enforcement to tell another cop that we're okay. In California, and believe me, I don't think California does very few things good, but they do some things good. They handle a lot of volumes of traffic. They design their highways to handle high volumes of traffic. They keep traffic moving. They don't mess around. Texas drives me freaking nuts. There's a fender bender on a highway. You got both cars sitting there, and you'll have 14 cops and 7 fire trucks standing out on the highway, blocking every lane of the highway, and everybody has to go to one lane. That's just absolutely absurd, ridiculous. You wouldn't see that in California. In California, if I pull up to an accident on the road and I'm in a police car, especially if I have a push bumper, and if I don't, I push cars on the road. Yo, you're blocking traffic, you're causing a traffic jam, we got to get you out of the road. I'll push that car, 1 wheel, 2 wheels, whatever, and I'll shove that car out of the road so we can get traffic moving. Traffic moving is #1 priority in California. Now people will be like, well, what about the insurance? What about who's wrong and you're measuring and you're messing up a crime scene? Hey, you know what? For every minute that car sits in there, you've got more accidents happen. You've got people braking, you've got people sliding, not paying attention, you're backing up traffic on ramps, you're having people go around all ramps, you're having people drive through medians, you're having people who are stuck do things that create 10 times the hazard of this stinking car sitting on the road. And when I drive around here in Texas, it just kills me when traffic stops. And when I drive by, there's 2 stinking cars sitting on the road, 14 cops, 17 freaking fire trucks, and we're spending $20,000 in government fees for these people to stand here and wait for the tow truck and take measurements and take pictures. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Push the damn car out and get your ass back on the road and go 10-8. If you saw a bunch of cops standing around in California at a traffic accident, there'd be hell to pay. Because it doesn't look good, it's kind of stupid, it's not needed, and it just looks bad for the public if they're paying attention to say, why are we wasting all this money to have all these cops here? It's a freaking accident. You need an ambulance, you may need 1 car here to slow people down. Get the damn accident out of the road, move on. Now, those are the things that California, that's one of the things that California does better, a lot better than Texas. I hate to admit it, because I freaking hate California liberals over there, but they do that better. The other thing is, and the purpose of this video, if I can get back on track, when cops in California, there is a state standard of Code 4. If you've never seen the movie, and if you watch a lot of movies, they'll do it because a lot of movies are made in California. So they go with the California standard. Most cops are trained in California for it's POST, Peace Officer Standards and Training. So every cop knows in California, if you're in law enforcement, Code 4 means I'm okay. I don't need help, everything's cool. It's just a safety standard. Knock my water over. It's a safety standard that every cop knows, and as an off-duty cop, I would drive by a cop and I would see him handling 2 or 3 guys, and if he had his hand on his gun and he looked a little nervous, I'd probably stop because I could tell he's not Code 4. But if he didn't and he was just standing there, I would slow down enough, I would throw up 4 fingers, and he would look at me and either go yes or no. And if he went no, that means he thought his shit was weak, he's waiting for cover, and he could use help. And that means I would either make a U-turn, stop, pull over, back up, do whatever, let him know I was a cop, throw on my vest, throw my badge out, grab my gun, get out, and stand by until he got covered. In Texas, they do not have that. I see cops on the side of the road here, and I pull up to him, or I pull by him, and I'm kind of like, damn, he's got 4 people, he's by himself, he's kind of at a distance, he looks a little insecure. And there's no way to communicate with him like, dude, would you want me to stop? So if I stop as a citizen and he don't know me, it may distract him for these guys to jump him. You know, he sees another car pulling up, he's like, hey, does this guy belong to these guys? Is he helping them? Is he friend or foe? I don't know him. And there's no way to communicate him that, hey, I'm either a retired cop or off-duty cop or an on-duty cop, and I'm telling you, I've got some law enforcement experience. Do you want me to stand by with you? I'm armed. Do you want me to stand by and give you some help? And Texas just doesn't have that, and I don't get it. So I would hope somebody, if I got any Texas cops out here watching this that's got any clout or could forward this to somebody, Texas needs to have a standard, and why recreate the wheel? It works fine. Most agencies use code 5 for lunch. Code 7, I'm sorry. Code 5 we use for following somebody or staking them out. But code 7 is almost universal. If you ask any cop across the nation, what's code 7? All of them are going to know, that's food time, baby. Let's go eat. I'm code 7. I'm going to eat. Every cop knows what code 7 is across the country. But I come to Texas and I go, you guys use code 4? Because I've been pulled over a couple times for speeding and stuff and bullshit with the cop. And I go, you guys use code 4 here? What's that? I go, y'all don't have, I said, how do y'all know if you're okay or you need help? He goes, we get on the radio and ask for help. I go, yeah, but how do you know when somebody drives by? Like if I was an undercover officer and I saw you, how could I tell if you needed help? Stop and ask me, I guess. He goes, we don't have any code. I'm like, that's just stinking ridiculous. I can't believe that Texas can't get whoever does the training, and I know Texas has some sort of state standard for training, that they can't go, hey, we need to make it better and safe for our cops. We've got a lot of cops out here riding around that could help cops if they knew it, or at least could let a cop know, hey, I'm going by here, I'm not in a hurry, I can stop, but I can throw up 4 fingers, you don't have to stop what you're doing, you can glance over at me, see 4 fingers, and immediately know that I've probably got a gun here that I either want him to stay or I want him to leave. And if I go code 4 and I get him back saying, yeah, I'm code 4, I don't need help, keep driving. And if I go no and I don't give him 4 fingers, that means I need help. So one of the movies I was talking about, if you want to look up Colors, I want to say Sean Penn and the other guy. The other guy I liked, he was the old cop in the movie. Sean Penn was a young cop, I think. And it's called Colors. It was in LA. Really good movie. Really showed about how the crime and how the gangs, it's all about gangs and colors, red, blue, Crips, Bloods, all that crap. It's a real kind of pretty good movie technically on how the shit happens in the streets. So I really like that movie. It's an old movie. If you can find it, maybe it's on Netflix or whatever. It's called Colors. You'll see the cops in that show give code 4 numerous times. And if you didn't know what that meant, I mean, all cops know, and people who work dispatch and around cops will know, but you'll see in a lot of movies later on, if they're filmed in California, you're going to hear code 4, code 4. Code 4 is I am fine. If I pull over a traffic stop, and I'm running the guy's license and I'm looking at a car and everything, if I don't communicate with dispatch in about 2 or 3 minutes, they're going to come back on the radio and go, are you code 4? Meaning we haven't heard from you, and since you didn't go code 4, we don't know that you're secure. Do we need to send units or have other units coming? And I either say negative, which means, call that a clue. They're like, if he ain't code 4, that means he's got multiple suspects, he's not sure what he's got, he doesn't feel safe, he's not stable, we need to get more units there. So they're going to send units. And then if I hear units coming code 3, I can say keep the units coming, have them downgrade to go 2. I don't need the sirens. Because it's not that much of a critical thing. It hasn't gone bad yet. But if I got guys at gunpoint and I got on the radio, I'm going to yell, send me some cover or whatever, or if they just hear my radio key and I don't say anything and they come back, are you code 4, and I don't answer, that's a no. So they're going to have units coming quick. And Texas doesn't have that. And I really wish, I mean, I might go on the Texas line and they probably don't want some old retired cop telling them how to run their damn business. You know how Texas are. They're all freaking, this is Texas, we do everything better. But they don't do that better. And the cops out there, if not only, if it shouldn't be a state, then any local agency can enforce that and say, hey, in this city, in this jurisdiction, code 4 fingers means I need help. Or I'm safe and I don't need help. And if somebody asks you if you're code 4 and you go no, that means you need help. It's pretty simple. Code 4 means I'm safe, I don't need help, everything's fine. You don't have to check on me, I'm good to go, you know? I pull somebody like me over, he comes up and I go, hey dude, how you doing, blah, blah, yeah. You know, my license, yeah, he runs me, finds out I'm a retired cop, I got a gun, no problem. He could easily go, I'm code 4. Meaning you don't need to check on me, I'm here just either doing my ticket, bullshitting, whatever. So, code 4, California does it better. I hate to break this to you, my fellow Texans, because I love you brothers, but California's got you beat on that, and they got you beat on clearing the freaking traffic and getting cars out of the road. So, you know what? I don't like following California on too many damn things, but you guys need to take a hint on that one. All right? Isn't that there?